Hello, Anderson. Can you tell us more about witch doctors?
Okay, I think this man wants to know about witch finding. Like, for example, here in Zambia, I call him a witch finder because he finds out what the witch has done. And then a witch finder is a person who acts like a doctor. If you are sick, for example, in our tradition, like in Africa, if somebody is sick, we take him to the witch finder so that we see what causes the sickness. And then when we take him to that witch finder, he can be a male or a female. And then when you get there to the witch finder's house, you find that he has this small house which we call a hospital, for example, in English. Then when you get there, before you get there, you have to take off your shoes, and then you have to leave everything behind you. And then you have to get there just with your money, and then leave everything behind, and then you have to take off your shoes. And when you get there, inside there, first thing you have to give respect to the witch finder, either by kneeling down or by slipping around, then clapping your hands like this. And then the witch finder will say, okay, it's fine, sit down. Now you sit down with your legs folded, and then the witch finder will tell you, oh, I know what you have come here for. The reason why he says those things because the spirit tells him what you have come there for. And then the same spirit we believe is the spirit of the dead people that tells him what you have gone there for. So before he tells you your problem or before he talks anything, you have to give him some token, which is a little bit of money. So there's either a plate in front of you, or you just put your money on the floor. So the things for example, if you want to put the money, don't just put money anyhow. Others, they have got what we call consultation fee. Before you get there, you have to please the spirit, so you have to put a little bit of money. Others, they charge 50,000 for the consultation fee. Others, they just tell you to say, put something there, and then the witch finder will ask the spirit to say, are you happy with the 50,000? If the spirits are not happy, then the spirit will tell you, say, no, we need more money. Then you have to top up a little bit more on that one. And then when you top on that one, then if the spirit are happy, they'll tell you, okay, it's fine. And then if it says it's fine, and then the witch finder now begins to tell you what you have come there for. Then he tells you, say, for example, if you are sick, your backache is paining too much, then the witch finder will tell you, okay, you, Anderson, you have come here because of your backache. The one who is doing this is your grandmom or your neighbor or the spirit are not happy with you of what you are doing in the society. No wonder they have cast a spell on you. No wonder your backache has got that pain. So the witch finder now will tell you to say, for example, like for me to cure you this pain of yours, you have to pay 150,000 kwacha for the charm. And then you give the money to the witch finder, and then he gives you the charm. And then he tell you to say, either you can pay 150,000 in full or in half. And then you pay that witch finder, and then you get the charm. And then off you go home, and then you take all.
What would the charm be?
For example, for the backache, they will give you black roots which are bent on like, for example, on the brazier. They bend it and then they crush it like powder. Then they will tell you to tattoo yourself, like to cut on your back. Maybe 2 or 3 cuts on your back there, and then you have to apply that black stuff on your back. And then if that pain doesn't go again, you have to go back to the witch finder and tell him, say, those charms do not work on you. And then there are different kinds of charms. You know, like for example, if you want love potion, like for example, if you want to propose to a nice lady or an English lady, you go to this witch finder. You tell you, I'm charging this amount for that charm. Then he gives you that charm. Like for example, if you want to have a big huge business, which he doesn't have, and then he gives you that charm. And then
what would the charm be?
It depends on that problem that you have. Like for example, if it is the business thing, that means you give you like animal skin. Like for example, there's the impala skin, and then they take a little bit of air in there, and then they tell you to say you keep they put it on a small cloth. Then they sew it a little bit. Then they tell you this thing you have to keep it on under your palm or whatever, or under your bed, so that no one sees it. Whatever they tell you, then you have to follow.
Can you give us some more examples of them? Like what patients will go there for and what charms he'll give you?
Like for example, headache.
Yeah.
If you're there, you are sick, then they'll give you charm like in our language that we call Kalibekanto, and then they will tell you, they say this charm you have to apply it like rub on your side of the head.
What is it?
Kalibekanto. I don't know in English, but we call it Kalibekanto in Zambia as in Nyanja, and then you rub it on your side there, then the headache is gone.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think as for now, that's what I can talk about.
And what about the court case one that you were talking about earlier?
Okay, if you have the court case, like for example, I've stolen something, and then I want that case to be washed out or to be acquitted, so that I can be acquitted, and then you go to this witch finder, and then he gives you he gets the lion skin and there were some hairs of those male lion. Then he mixes it with his charms, and then he tell you like if he wants to say apply it on the forehead, so that when you speak like a king or like a lion, so that the judge may hear you whatever you speak. While you are guilty, but at the end of the day, you be like you will not be found guilty, and then the person who was accusing you was not guilty.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I think next time when you come, you have to find out how is the witch finder, or how can you be a witch finder, or how do these witch finders be?
Okay.
On that one, and then I think that's
okay.
That.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Anderson. Can you tell us about how you become a witch finder?
Because I'm not one of them, but I've just learned about how one becomes a witch finder. It happens that according to the one that I've made, they said that he usually had some dreams sometimes. He was dreaming that he was giving some people some medicine when they were children. And then when the children is sick, and then you could dream at night, say you could give some charm to the child, and that child could be cured. And then when he wakes up in the morning, then he tries to give that charm to the same child, and then the charm could work. And then after some time, then he begins to explain these dreams to the elderly people. And then the elderly people told her to say, you have to go to the witch finder, which means that someone who has been there already, who has been practicing witch finding for a long time. So he went there, and then they did some ceremony on her. They told her to say, you go and buy some white and black clothes, which is about 2 meters, and then you have to buy plates and then a cup. And then during the ceremony, they take that person, and then they make him sit down. Then they put the clothes on him, the white and black clothes, and then they take white chicken, and then they just cut it on the neck, and then they give him or her some blood to drink. Then when he drinks, then they take chuuku, for example, here in Zambia. They take chuuku, then the big witch finder takes some in his mouth, and then he blows them in the air, and then he speaks some words, which means to please the spirits. And then he takes some again, which means the chuuku, he pulls it down on the floor again. Then he speaks some words again, so to please the spirits. And then after then, that chicken which was being chopped alive, and then they cook that chicken, and then that means removing the feathers, and then they chop it in half, and then they give to the person who has been initiated to say, this one is a new witch finder now. And then they mix that chicken with some charm again, so that those spirits they can be happy with that person. And then if after that stage now, that person now is ready to work for witch finder.